G'day, SPARTANWILLY here. Welcome back to our Aston Martin Motorsport Manager F1 2021 Manager Mod save. Back to back from the deserts of France to the Red Bull Ring in the hills of Austria. I'm looking forward to this race. We're going to try that thing with the weight stripping I mentioned last time out. If you weren't there for that one, we're going to turn it down to 80% instead of 60% on the reliability. So hopefully it's a bit more competitive. And it also means we don't have to worry too much about going into the red zone of the parts. I'm going to remember and practice this time or else we stand no chance in the race because I'm pretty sure it's got a warm-up period. I couldn't confirm that, but I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it takes a session to sort of get going, but the rear wing will be done for this race, which is fantastic news. We can put that straight on the car. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do this 3 days and I'll see you for Red Bull prep. Red Bull ring time. Now, leave at home for Lance Stroll. I've been pressing it for luck the entire season. This man will never fix his injured forearm. But sadly, we've actually lost the best part in 2 areas. Ferrari have overtaken us on the brakes and Mercedes have overtaken us on the suspension. I did say that both those areas were sort of neglected last episode. We wanted to build some of them. So after the engine, we'll definitely look at taking back that best on grid spot. But we have got the reliability of the rear wing up to 100 and the suspension up to 100, so we can weight strip that one properly now. We're probably going to have to go a bit harder on the suspension and the brakes to get back on grid than that 20% we talked about at the start of the episode. But the most thing I'm excited about, and had me smiling in my room, is that George Russell wants to improve his skills, and he said, "Do you want me to be a first lap hero or a late breaker?" I do love a late breaker, but I do love a first lap hero as well. So he is now a first lap hero, which adds 4 attributes to every single attribute in the first lap. And he's also on a roll. So I don't even know how much better he'll be. He's already pretty much maxed out. He's 5-star now. So it'll be very interesting to see where he is actually on the grid in the driver. So Mercedes is the only team better than us. And of course they got bloody Hamilton and Max Verstappen. So, not so bad. Lando's getting up there as well. So a bit of exciting news there. Lance Stroll, I'm going to have a chat to Lawrence, get rid of him. But of course, I won't be showing season 4. I might just play it in my own time because, I understand it's not great to watch. I'm still enjoying playing it, but yeah, look, unless interest kicks back up in the series, but I think we'll leave it at season 3. Maybe I can do an update video for each season. That's just a little sneak peek of what I'm thinking for next season. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead to practice Q1, Q2. I won't forget weight stripping, and hopefully we're still competitive despite slipping a second in 2 parts. All right, Q3 at the Red Bull Ring. Now, Q1, Q2 were very positive. Actually, Q1 was sort of a bit off the pace, but we were on our practice tyre, super softs, this tyre. So as you can see, it's absolutely dead. So we won't read into Q2 too much. We'll read into the fact that we won't read into Q1 too much. I'm tripling on words here, but we'll read into the fact that in Q2 we were comfortably 1 and 2 by a couple tenths. So look, we'll see how we go here. It's much closer than it was last weekend in Q2, so we'll see how we go in Q3. Hopefully Gasly can maybe even get on the front row. It's gotten to the point where I'm encouraging other drivers to overtake us, just to get a bit of a excitement in the race. But I'm really excited to see what George Russell's first laps are like now. I don't know, like I said earlier, I don't know how much better they can be because he's already maxed out as a driver. Pretty much, he's 5 stars. So, we'll see how much better he can get. But yeah, so right now Verstappen and Hamilton are top. We're actually nowhere to be seen. Okay, bring it on, boys. Bring it on. I'm looking forward to it. So, I don't know what's happened there, but we are 7th and 3rd. They were nowhere in Q3. Q2, sorry. Maybe we should strap on the soft so that we're using Q2. So, still P3 for us. So I don't think we're going to get another run at it, though. We're not going to get to the pits on time. No, we're not. So, we're going to be on 3rd and 7th. So, this race has gotten very interesting all of a sudden. Yeah, I can't say I was expecting that. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, 3rd and 7th. Oh, 5th and 7th. We've dropped even further. Bring it on. Daniel Ricciardo takes pole, the Australian. He's doing us proud over here, down under. And I'm a bit shocked, but, I'll take the challenge on. So that's what I mean. You drop the weight stripping by 10 or 20 reliability, and then you're just down here. So still yet to find that balance, but let's do it today. All right, I'm rubbing my hands together. Let's do it. I don't know if there's going to be any rain this weekend, but no, there's not. But let's increase this weight stripping. So this is what I had on before. In the crucial parts, I did it a little harder. But we got to do, I think it's all really going to come down to the engine, but we'll sort of chuck everything down to 65 apart from the engine. We'll chuck that down to 60. So like that. Apply to other car, and let's hope. Oh, sorry, they meant to be 65, weren't they? That was the rule. There we go. So, look, we'll see how we go there. Soft race trim. Soft race trim. Now let's see the start. First lap hero they call him. Attack, overtake, overtake, attack. Ricardo, Leclerc, Hamilton, Verstappen, Russell, Gasly, Norris, Schumacher, Perez, Sainz, Albon, Bottas, Yuki, Fittipaldi, Dragovic, Aitken, De Vries, Oscar, and Vettel. Let's do it. I don't know why I read out the whole grid, just for the lols of it, but here we go. Russell down in 5th place. First lap hero? That is not a first lap hero. I mean, it's called a first lap hero, I suppose, not starting hero, but really we want him to be able to jump nicely off the red lights. But fighting with Hamilton here, who's dropped right off the pace. Leclerc's taken the lead of this race. Gasly's gone up as well. Ricciardo's dropped back. Norris up in P3, which is fantastic to see. But we're sort of holding onto the ERS for some reason. I don't really know why, but we're gonna look to get these tires back into temperature. Zoom ahead in this race a little bit as we're fighting with a Red Bull who's sort of mid-air, it looks like there for a bit. But overtake Ricciardo, who's dropped right back to 7th. Norris is actually in 2nd place, chasing down the lead of Leclerc, but we really need Russell up there. He's got the car performance. But it's very congested here. We've got to hope Leclerc crashes. I mean, look at that tyre wear compared to ours. I was going to say hope he crashes out, but yeah, this is... Look, we really should follow on Russell, but it's making me a bit anxious here. He's going to lose a front wing or something because he's the one in the action, so we'll follow on board with him. But as you can see there, bit of a train forming behind Verstappen, which is surprising. Russell's complaining not being able to get past Schumacher. We'll give him a... I mean, you got all the power you really should need. You shouldn't need to work the tyres too badly to get past Schumacher in the car that you have, but you're going past down the inside of Gasly now. Russell, beautiful work. Now Schumacher and Verstappen ahead, and then we can deal with your teammate when it comes to it. But look at the car. It's very different to an Aston Martin these days, but I'm liking it. I think in hindsight, I wouldn't have chosen blue, even though it's the sponsor, because there's already too many blue cars on the grid here. But as we go, oh, that was close with the Ferrari there. But we finally get past Schumacher down the inside there, and now we've got Verstappen and then Norris here. So hopefully we can get past Verstappen relatively easy. Then we can tell Norris to let him past, I think. I mean, we'll let him race for a little. No, we lose too much time for letting him race. Russell's the number one driver. Russell's the one in the championship, so I think it's only fair if he gets past. But he's got to make quick work of Verstappen first and actually get to behind of Norris, so Norris can let him through. Of course, you can't just pull over to the side of the road and let him go past for 4 seconds. But Russell just got to get past Verstappen here, and there he does, down the inside. But he always does it in 4 times, not when I'm slowing it down in 2 times. That's just a thing that happens in this game, isn't it? But Russell, Norris, Leclerc is our top 3 in the reversed order. But almost sets up, I did set a personal best. I know sector, not lap. But we're following aboard Russell. Let's follow aboard Norris here. As Leclerc's going to look to pit, so we've got to look to do the overcut here and just put in some good laps. While Leclerc, here we go. So we're going to take the lead of this race with Norris, and then if Russell comes behind him, we're going to just have to let him pass because we cannot afford to lose time. We've got to make sure we make up as much time while Leclerc is on his new stint. So how, are we making up time there? 11.6, 11.8. Looks like we will. When do we have to pit? Oh, no. We sort of make these tyres last a bit longer. So the AI have got another pit stop in them. So if we can make these tyres last nice and long without losing the gap to Leclerc too much, we should be fine. But it's going down 11.5, 11.6, 11.3. It's alright, it's alright. We're using a lot of the engine mode, so we're relying a lot on the engine here. But 51 laps to go. This is a long ass race, but this is a massive moment for us. We've got to put a bit of heat back in these tyres because it's almost time to pit. And we want to come out in front of Leclerc ideally, but that gap is being shredded. Last lap for these tyre sets, I think. But it's going to have to two-stop it today because we're losing too much time to Leclerc. It's not worth losing time on this first stint where we can just pit again. So it's just going to have to be a Spartan masterclass here. If we can even get to fighting with Leclerc, we don't want to neglect Russell either as well. So we're going to get him to use all his aeros. And there was a mistake on the tyres and 2 massive mistakes as well, which you just don't see very often. First one of the season, I believe. So very disappointing that's in the clutch, but I'm trying to stay calm about it because, you know, mistakes happen. I make mistakes. But here we go. Norris, who is going to come out well behind Leclerc. And, yeah, we got to hope that we can build up time on him. But Russell's going to come out just behind Norris. So this is really quite a nightmare. That mistake's made Norris and Russell quite close to each other. Norris is actually going to pull away, and hopefully he can pull close to Leclerc. Leclerc is on more dead tyres than us. We do still have a chance for another overcut because he's going to pit earlier than us on this last stint. So hopefully we can still make something work out of this race. But as Russell sets the fastest lap, it could be time to let Russell through Norris. But Norris is closing the gap on Leclerc. I feel like I'm going in roundabouts here. I keep saying the same thing over and over again, but it's sort of what we're monitoring in this race. So I want to cut away because this is a long race, but I think we might have a battle with Leclerc here, to be honest, as the gap is being shredded there. But the gap between Norris and Russell is not being shredded quite so quickly, so that is positive news. For Norris, he could be on, if he can get past Leclerc, could be on for a race win, as the gap is under 2 seconds now. Alright, so slow in qualifying. The blue flag's slowing us down a little bit. So yeah, slow in qualifying, but back at it in the race a little bit. You know, we're not quite as dominant as I would have liked, but I mean, second and third, can't complain. We're not, especially when Leclerc's just down the road. To be fair, Hamilton's not too far off Russell either, about 5 seconds, but where these blue flags are really slowing us up. They don't seem to be slowing up Leclerc quite as much. But yeah, look, I'll cut away, and then when there's the next, oh no, hang on, I won't cut away yet because Leclerc's about to stop. So I was about to, but Norris is actually being caught quite quickly by Russell, so we might have to. It seems like we get affected by the blue flags so much more than them. But anyway, we won't complain too much, as we're going to push on this tyre set, get these tyres up to temperature. We don't want them graining. We don't make up a bit of time on Leclerc, who's actually on the mediums now, so he could have just put himself out of contention of this race because the medium tyre is not that quick of a tyre, if we're being honest with him. But right now, Norris leading, but if that gap gets too small, we're going to have to pit nice and early, so there's no fighting on track. But hopefully we don't get another mistake in the pit stops. That would really mess up our race right now, honestly. But almost time to pit here. We're going to try and make this second stint last as long as possible before losing time on it, because we can then push really hard on the final stint of soft tyres. We are going to go on the soft tyres. I don't trust the super soft tyres. They get warm too easy, overheat too easy, and then they just melt away under you. So there's no point going in super soft tyres unless it's Q3. Even then, you can have a soft run and be quicker anyway. So really, I'm a big fan of soft tyres. I did use the medium a little bit season 1, season 2, if you remember, if you've been watching that long. Yeah, look, the soft tyre is just the way to go in my opinion. But here we go. Leclerc, no mistakes at the pit stop, please. Did I do the recharge? I think I did. It's alright, it's gonna work. We're gonna get it under a lot. And there we go. Now, where's gonna come out in relation to Charles Leclerc? I don't see him on the start finish right there. There he is. He's gonna come out in first place, provisional first place in front of Russell. So the overcut has finally worked. Now, this is going to be a bit of a battle here, but we don't want to neglect Russell, like I said, because he is still in a decent spot this race. So we're going to pin him in this lap. Save. Yep, he's fine now. We can leave him be. He's going to come out and do his thing. We've got to make sure we switch order back on, though. So Norris staying in front of... I'm going to let him deal with his ERS charge. But we have much better tyre wear than Leclerc. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where Russell comes out, actually. I'm still half thinking about Russell, to be honest. But we're not that far behind him, so I think he'll come out in P3, to be honest, quite easily. But Russell's in the pits now. He's actually already had his pit stop, so this is it. Norris is coming in. He's going to fight with Leclerc on exit, I think, but not quite. Oh, he's way behind Leclerc, actually, like we thought. But what a race it's been so far. Very strategic race, but I think the overcut the second time round has finally worked, despite the pit stop. I think it was going to work in the first time round if it wasn't that mistakes with the tyres, but anyway, we're using a lot of fuel here. We're going over target with Norris. So Norris, who's been absolutely amazing today, it has to be said, deserves the race win really, but you know, I won't give it to him. He has to earn it, like I said. Same with Russell though. I mean, I was going to let Russell through earlier, but don't bring that up. But here we go. Russell is going to work on Leclerc here, work on overtaking him, I should say. And yeah, look at our tyre wear compared to everyone else's. It's just a Spartan masterclass with the softs in Q2. But right now, he's struggling to get past Leclerc. That is Russell's big problem this season. He's just struggled to get past cars. I guess because everyone's so good at attacking and defending at this level. It's all about the car performance, but that doesn't really equal overtaking performance. It just means raw pace, I guess. But still fighting with Leclerc here. Hamilton's way behind. He's still got another stop in him anyway. Leclerc could as well, to be honest. He has not treated those mediums very nicely, and even if he doesn't stop again, I think we'll easily be able to overtake him when those tyres go off a cliff. So we're going to zoom ahead a little bit. With 9 laps to go. I haven't cut away once this race, but it feels like it's gone pretty quick nonetheless. I mean, 5 minutes ago we're staring at like 50 laps, but we're still not able to get past Leclerc here. We're going to tell him to push a little bit. Same with Norris. But Leclerc's actually extending that gap. What are his tyres on? I think he has a pit stop in him. He's on 27%. So, yeah, he's either going to have to stop or his tyres will completely go off a cliff. It's not even a question. As some of the boys lower than us are starting to pit and come in on fresh tyres and just smashing out some faster laps with the low fuel load. But that's fine. We're focused on winning this race now. This is the type of racing we want for the championship. We don't want to just walk away with it. If we get a 1-2, oh, and Leclerc is stopping, so that is the race over. Good job, lads. The strategy was there, the driving was there. Leclerc stopped. He's on the super softs. He's way behind us now. And once attack fuel isn't a problem, it's fine. But Lando Norris could be on for his first race despite something crazy happening in the last 2 laps. He's had an amazing race today, has to be said. Fully deserves this win. No one can take that away from him as he started his fast lap. Halfway through the first lap, Nick de Vries runs wide, just telling me at the bottom of the screen there. But as he passes the last sort of hairpin kind of corner, past the Rolex sponsorship, Lando Norris, this one won't be taken away from him. He wins the Red Bull Ring. I knew this race had something special in it. And Russell comes home in P2, but he is congratulating his British counterpart on the radio. He has to be. Lando Norris, fantastic drive today, mate. From the very first lap, he jumped from, wasn't he 7th? And he was up into P2 halfway through the first lap. Mick Schumacher runs out of fuel. He was pushing too hard for that fastest lap. Leclerc just didn't have it today on the tyre strategy. Another Ferrari blunder. To be fair, they had started on super softs, but the boys put in a great shift today. Let's have a look at the podium. We're getting very used to this 1-2 and team principal duo trio on the podium. Lewis Hamilton takes the fastest lap. We'll give it to him, to be honest. We're just happy to win the race. Lando Norris on the top step of the podium. Everyone just clap. Fantastic work. Russell in P2, Leclerc in P3, and I'm up there as well. Fair play from Leclerc as well, like I said earlier, but as you can see there, this championship is going pretty well in our favour. To be honest, after 9 rounds, to be 85 points clear, and both our boys in the top 2 on the Drivers' Championship. Fantastic work. Good to see the second driver winning as well. Alright, interview with Channel 4. Simple question. We'll give it to Lando Norris. He won a race. About time we switched it up a little bit. But yeah, what a race that was. I really enjoyed that. It was a strategic brain headache. I can't believe... Brain headache. That was such a weird way of saying it. But yeah, I can't believe Lando won that race now that I think that he had a 5-second mistake made for the tyres at the pit stop. So he really was fast this weekend, and that was evident. The car was just with him. He was one with the car this weekend, so great to see. But yeah, look, we're still coasting, but it's good that we had a bit of contest in race 9. That's all you can really ask. You know, we had to really work for it after a poor Q3, a poor start to the race from Russell, a massive start of the race to Norris. That's really where we won it. Russell in P3 really should have gone into P1 and won the race, to be honest. With the car he's got and the skill he's got, especially the new skill he acquired on first lap hero, but yeah, all fair play to Lando. Really good to see him up there as well. He'll be pretty happy with that one, I think. Let's have a look. He's a first lap hero as well. There you go. I think all the F1 drivers have pretty good stats, but he's still got a bit of potential to go to make that 5-star. But yeah, can't ask for much more than that. Did he win a race last year? No, he didn't win a race last year in McLaren. Nice little save, did he? No, yet to win a race, but that is fine. It does say, oh no, he's actually, yeah. Anyway. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you did, leave a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already, but I'm sure you already are. And yeah, follow me on Twitter, DM me on Discord, join the Discord server, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.